Hi, this is Gil Robles, and first of all, I want to apologize. I did not post this video on Friday because I have some problems with my software that I had to figure out. But anyway, here I am, and right now I am drawing in a program called Mischief, and I'm going to do something a little bit different. I am going to go ahead and make these drawings, and you can relax and look at these drawings. And I'm not going to talk about the software or drawing so much as I'm going to read some quotes, some inspirational quotes about drawing as I'm drawing. And then I'll try to explain what these quotes mean to me and why I picked them out. The first one is from Edgar Degas, and he says, "Drawing is the artist's most direct and spontaneous expression, a species of writing it reveals better than does painting his true personality." And I've said before that drawing is like writing. It's like it's a form of communication where you're observing something or you're remembering something, and you're communicating what you remembered, what you observe, in the special way that you see it as an artist, as an individual, and you put that on paper, and it's a translation of your thoughts, it's a translation of your personal vision, and that's what gets translated on paper. Um, and I really try, I really try to except for the moments that, you know what, I'm trying to imitate an artist, and in doing so, learning something from them. But when I'm personal, when it's from me, it's what I see, how I see it, and it's my interpretation, and all the other things that I've learned from, excuse me, from other artists, and gets wrapped up in that. But more of it is how I see what I see and why that particular thing is interesting to me. Another quote from my teacher from high school, Erwin Greenberg, who also taught at the School of Visual Arts and at the Art Students League, and there are many, many wonderful quotes written down by his students, and they can actually be found online. And he says, "Draw everywhere and all the time. An artist is a sketchbook with a person attached." And Greenie was always about, well, that's what we called him, Greenie, was always about the discipline, the discipline of what you're doing and how important discipline is. And discipline needs to be a habit where you draw every day, not unceasingly, but he said, he would say things like, draw till you're physically tired, draw or paint till you're physically tired, and then continue to do so. And so that was Greenie. Another teacher like Greenie, who was many years before him, was Robert Henry, whose students did the same thing. And what they did was put together a bunch of quotes and put it in a book that you can purchase today called The Art Spirit. And Robert Henry said, "Keep a bad drawing until by study you have found out why it is bad." And again, it's something that I've talked about, made a video about, the importance of being self-critical, the importance of understanding that you need to grow beyond where you're at. You just can't be satisfied. Now, you can enjoy the fact that you've grown in your drawing, but when you do a bad drawing, examine it, look at it, be self-critical. Even when you do a good drawing, you know, look at the ways that you can improve, because it's not just about enjoying that one drawing. It's about getting better as you go on. It's a drawing and painting is a lifelong pursuit. Okay. And there's Ingres. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. It is French, and I am not French, but I hope I didn't butcher that. He said, "One must keep right on drawing. Draw with your eyes when you cannot draw with the pencil." Again, the importance of discipline, of observing life. And one of the things that I do is, as I go on during my day, like I said, sometimes I think I said that I sketch on the trains. Uh, I try to draw people from life as often as I can. And when I can't, and I get to home or to work, or I get a break at work or whatever, what I do is try and remember the people that I saw. And because as I look at them, I try to look at what's interesting about them. I may want to draw someone like that, or I find that the drawing the human face is very, very. There's an artist that said that name, Bert Silverman, but he talked about how much he loved drawing the human face, and I feel the same way. I like drawing people, and the variety of people and so forth, and I try to commit that to memory as well. And so by observation, I would go back and I would, try and remember or try and recall the people that I've seen throughout the day and try and sketch that. Again, from Angra is draw lines, young man, and still more lines, both from life and from memory. You will become a good artist, and you will become a good artist. Again, I think this is a recommendation that he gave to the guy as a young artist, and he said, draw, just put down lines, keep drawing from life, from memory, make it a habit, make it a discipline. You discipline is a habit. You just continually draw, and that's the one thing that all these great artists talk about. Really, is it needs to be a habit. It needs to be something that you do on a daily basis, and not just if you're an artist, you're not a hobbyist. A hobbyist can do whatever they want when they want. An artist pursues his craft on a daily basis. A couple of quotes from Michelangelo here, where he says, "Let whoever may have attained to so much as to have the power of drawing know that he holds a great treasure." How much do you value not what you do, not what you've done, but what you do? In terms of, let me say it this way: it's your ability to draw, or your hunger, or your passion for it. How much do you value it? Because to him, it was a great treasure. His way of exploring the world, of solving problems, in terms of the problems in his head. And he was an architect. He was a painter. He was a sculptor. He was him and Leonardo did so many things. Leonardo used drawings to explore science. To explore anatomy, to explore. He, and not just artistic anatomy. He really helped to develop the science of anatomy, and did some of the first anatomical studies as far as trying to really explore the muscles and the body and so forth. He was at the forefront of all of that, and he used his art, his drawing ability to do that. And again, Michelangelo, he's speaking to either someone who worked in a shop, and he said, "Draw, Antonio, draw, and don't waste time." And along with the discipline, along with the with being he adds to it the passion. Don't waste your time. Draw. It's the thing that's important to you. Have a passion for what it is that you do. Pizarro says, it is only by drawing often, drawing everything, drawing incessantly, that one fine day you discover to your surprise that you have rendered something in its true character. Never give up. Never give up. Always, draw, and understand that learning to draw is not like a straight line where you're going to be able to see your growth linearly. You get to a spot where you've never been. If you draw every day, you get to a spot where you've never been, and you kind of reach the plateau. And from that plateau, you kind of level off for a while. You continue to draw. Don't give up. Keep up all the things that you've had in terms of the discipline, the persistence, the passion, and then eventually, without knowing it, you'll reach another plateau. And then you keep up, you keep going, and you'll see your growth in that. That was something that, again, Greeny, my art teacher in high school, taught his class was about, how you grow as an artist, and sometimes it'll come in ways that you don't see it, so never give up. Tintoretto. You can never do too much drawing. That's self-explanatory. And from the same artist, Tintoretto, beautiful colors can be bought in the shops of the Rialto, but good drawing can only be bought from the casket of the artist's talent with patient study and nights without sleep. Again, passion, nights without sleep, study, discipline, and not relying on just talent. There are many people who have talents for different things, and talent is great. Talent is a boost, but what happens is there are people who may not have the talent, but they have the passion and the discipline, and they can go beyond the lack of talent. They can go places where people who have talent have never been, because although they have the talent, they lack the passion, they lack the discipline, they lack they lack the ability to stick to what it is that they're doing without giving up. That. But when you have the discipline, when you have that passion, you have the drive to do it, then you can go past, or you can overcome the lack of talent. There's talent that you're born with, and you get that. Then there's talent that you can acquire through discipline and through practice. And yeah, that's all I'll say to that. And from Titian, it is not bright colors, but good drawing that makes figures beautiful. Okay, and first things first. First things first is that, drawing is what comes first. Drawing is at the beginning of everything. Your ability to see and to put down on paper the things that you see, or remember, or to translate those things. But before you throw on the color, before you throw on anything else, what begins and what holds everything up is your ability to draw, your ability to compose a picture, your ability to get measurements right. That's what holds the picture together. So I'm going to say this about these quotes. These are some of the quotes, and I like looking up quotes on drawings or on the thoughts of artists from the past. I have quoted before artists like Hokusai, who talked about how, and on his deathbed, one more day, and I would have become a great painter. Or, he talked about how anything that he had done before the age of 70, and I'm paraphrasing him because I didn't write this quote down, but it's one of my favorite quotes, and even though I don't remember it word for word, I know it well. And he says at the age of 70, he wouldn't have done anything before the age of 70 that mattered. But by the age of 75, he would have, he talked about how he would have gotten better, and incrementally, until the age of 110, which he expected to live, he talked about how great of an artist he was going to be, because he would not let up on the discipline and the practice of drawing. And all these quotes add up to that, the discipline and the practice of drawing. Now, below, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a link to my blog where I will put up these quotes along with this video, aside from being here on my YouTube channel. And I also put down below a list of recommended books on drawing that I have in my own library, and that I would share with you some links on how to get these books, as well as Mischief. If you're new to digital art and you come from traditional background, Mischief is a great place to start. It's a simple program. There's a free and there's a paid version, and I'm not sponsoring it in any way. It's just a great place to start. That's it. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave comments. Let me know. Bye-bye.